Okay then, today I am fitting this, the Dynajet Power Commander 5 for the Triumph T120. I've been pondering fitting one of these for the past 18 months, ever since I fitted the X-pipe and the Norman Hyde silencers. So I've taken the fuel I've siphoned the fuel out of the fuel tank and I've taken the fuel tank off. I've got the seat off and the side panels as they explain in the instructions in here that you need to do to fit it. Fairly straightforward. I wouldn't say getting the fuel tank off's fairly straightforward. The worst part is removing the fuel line onto the injector header rail, or whatever they call it down here. That was an absolute nightmare getting that off. It's ever so tight getting it off. You've got to try and squeeze two little clips in with your fingers and it hurts. So here she is, tank off, seat off, side panels off. I've removed the booster plug that I had fitted. Although it did a good job, I think there's room for improvement, and I'm hoping that spending this cash is going to give me that improvement. I'm going to get it fitted, put the bike back together, then the next stage will be to ride it over to Ollerton in North Nottinghamshire to torque tune and get them to run it up on the dynamometer and do the necessary tweaks to the mapping to get it running perfectly, I hope. So this is the Power Commander 5. There it is with all the harness. So I am now going to attempt to put this damn thing on. Right, after a bit of faffing about, as they say, I have managed to get that wire in where I wanted it to go. I'm going to now attempt to refit one of these connectors back where it came from, but I don't think it's going to prove to be that straightforward. Oh, that's it. That's how it came off, isn't it? Right, so that's clipped back on, and the other connector just has to dangle a little bit, I'm afraid. I suppose I can also get a tie wrap around it later on. So what do you do next? Plug the blue coloured wires in line of the stock wiring harness and number 2 ignition coil. Now what? Number 1 ignition coil, access from the right hand side of the motorcycle. So we've got U2. We've now got the fun bits. Oh yes, haven't we? Right, where are the connectors? I found one, but I can't find the other. Where's that floating about? Oh, there. The next tack is to get that back on there. I've found generally it goes back on easier than it came off, I hope. Yes, that's that back on. One other task. And that's this breather pipe here, which requires routing around there somewhere. I'll sort it out in a minute, but there's a clip that it fits into just there. I think it fits in there anyway. Right. I'll remove that and that. And then that's the fuel tank back on. So that's the Power Commander 5 fitted. It's already got a map installed for the T120, but it's for the stock model. So as I say, the next, it should run alright, it shouldn't have any problems running, but I am going to take it and get it tweaked and remapped specifically for the setup I've got on my bike, so it's running as well as it possibly can. So that's it. I started this job at, I've been at, what, 2.5 hours. I started about 1:45. It's now 3:15. So, but that included draining the fuel tank and removing the fuel tank. That's the whole job from start to finish. Right, it's everything back together. Fuel back in tank. That's it then. First opportunity I get, I'll go out and take it for a spin, see if it's made any improvement, and then I'll go and get it remapped.